Hello, everyone. Hello. Very glad to see you again. This is Charlie Tian. I'm the founder and CEO of GuruFocus. I'm based in Plano, Texas. And please let me know where you are, where you're from. I would love to hear from you. And you can type where you are and in the conversation box of YouTube. And I will say it. Yeah. Here I'm in Texas, and the weather is cooled down finally, and it's not cold yet. It's actually the best season in Texas. And if you're in north part of the world, probably it's cold already for you. Yeah, say hello to me. I would love to hear from you. And I'm in Plano, Texas, and let me know where you are. Okay, thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, another hack is coming. Thank you, Ali. And today, of course, the biggest event in the market is that there will be another interest hack, and the yield curve has been inverted, and I will show you that again. I will show you that. I showed that several times, but for the people who are not familiar with the site, I will show you again here. And if you look at my screen here, you can see that this is my home screen. I have an area called the 10-year Treasury constant maturity minus 10-year 2-year constant maturity Treasury rate. This rate is actually shows the yield curve, and the yield curve is actually here. It's under market, and the second one, U.S. Treasury yield curve. If you come here, you will see where we are with the yield curves, and the yield has been inverted for quite some time, and it's the curves like that. Today, the rate will go up again here by about 0.75%. That's everyone's waiting. And now this usually indicates a recession, but so far we haven't had a recession yet. We have a technical recession, but we haven't had an economic recession. But this is a popular page, and it's updated daily. You can always come here to check where we are. And a related page I always want to emphasize is the insider trend page. The insider trend page is under the under insiders, the insider trend. This page will tell you is a very good indicator of when to buy in stock market. And when there's a peak for the green bars, which is the green bars are the insider buy-sell ratio. And when there's a peak, it's always a good time to buy. But this time, so far, it hasn't been very high. In June of this year, it was higher than normal, but so far it's not that high. If we look at shorter span here, if a longer span here, you can see that during March 2020, it was much higher. Today it's not that high, but for some industries, it's higher. Like real estate here, it's much higher. Financials, it's higher than normal, and let's see other sectors. What I noticed was that the real estate and financials is much higher than before, not much with other industries. This is an insider trend page, and you can always check out this page to find out which industry, or what insiders are doing with different industries. Seems like the insiders in real estate business in sector has been buying quite a bit, not much with other sectors. That is what I observed. Okay, now I want to come back to today's topic. The biggest biggest feature we released this month is that we have added a feature for you to put the interactive chart, the charts into the summary page, into the stock summary page. For instance, any stock, I'm thinking of Microsoft, for example. I come to the Microsoft page, or if you think of any other companies, let me know in the conversation box. I can start with that as an example. Let's see, okay, Moody's. It's a Warren Buffett holding for a long term. You can see this is a stock summary page. And as you probably know that you can always customize this page. We have added this feature in a few months ago. You can move different modules around. You can remove modules. You can add modules too. You can write notes here. You can actually write notes here. I love this stock. For instance, just as an example, just as a test, I put it here. You can write your own notes here, and you can always come back and check it. Peter Lynch said that whenever you buy a stock or sell a stock, write your personal notes. And it's important, write down why you bought the stock. This notes area is for that purpose. And this is customizable. You can put it anywhere you want. If you think it's extremely important for you, you can put it on the top. And so as an example, I put it here. Now, this is a stock summary page. We customize, we have redesigned to make it look better, to make it, we're actually in the process of making it faster. But a feature we have added to this is that you can add any charts, lots of charts to the page. What you can do is you can come to the interact chart, this interact chart tab. If you come to here, you can see that it will allow you to draw all kinds of charts. By default, it's a price chart, but you can, for instance, you can have a price to book chart here. You can have a price to sales chart here. For Moody's, because Moody's has for a very long time, it has negative equity, so the price book, it doesn't actually make very much sense. But I can have a PEG ratio here, and I can have a dividend ratio here. I put them into one chart as an example. I put the dividend yield and the PS ratio in one chart here, and I want to do this for every stocks, and I want to put it into my stocks, into the summary tab. I want to put it here so that I don't have to come here again later to do all this. So what you can do is just you click on the dashboard, add to dashboard, this button. It's a new button we have added. Add a dashboard, you can give it a name. For instance, dividend yield and PEG. I just say call dividend PEG. I save it, and it will be added to a stock summary page here. It will be added. It's usually at the very bottom. It's added at the bottom, and then yeah, this is a chart. This is a chart I added. Actually, this is the chart I. Let me remove this one. This is a chart I added, dividend and PEG ratio. And now I can move it to anywhere I want. You can see that it's a chart. This is dividend. This is, okay, this is green line is PS ratio. This is dividend. And they are added into the same chart, dividend yield, added into the same chart. And I can move it to anywhere I want. I can move it to higher if I think it's more important for me. Move it to higher. Move it to higher position, and I move it to here. And this will appear for every stock I check. For instance, now I go to a different stock. If I go to Apple, for example, and it should be there, a dividend and a price chart. Dividend and PEG ratio chart. It should, yeah, it's here already. This is for Apple. And let me try a different company like ExxonMobil, which has a higher dividend. And you will be able to see it. It's here. Yeah, it's ExxonMobil and dividend. ExxonMobil dividend is much higher, 3.3 here, and it used to be more than 10% during the pandemic. Start of the pandemic in 2020. ExxonMobil's dividend was more than 10%. Now it's much lower because stock price went up so much, and this chart is added for every stock. And if I think this chart is so important, I can pin it. I can pin it for quick access. I can pin it here. Now it's here. I just click on here and let me redo it. I unpin it again. Now I pin it. Pin to quick access here. I pinned here. Now you can see that's here. So next time if I come to a different stock, for instance, Microsoft, and I refresh it because that was before my adding. Now I already have a link here. It says dividend pack. So I click on that. It is there. It will display for me. Yes. For Microsoft, you can see the PS ratio is 9 now. It used to be close to 15. And the dividend is about 1% here. So that's a new feature we added for the stock summary page. And let me show you again how to do it. It's really useful. Now you can, of course, if you think you're adding mistake or you don't want it anymore, you can always remove it. Now let me show you and add again. I'll show you again. Especially for a company that I'm thinking I want to invest, look at the valuation. Okay, I want to look at the valuation, and one valuation. Okay, I created some templates for the valuation. For example, one popular one is called PS valuation bands, and I bring it up and look at the PS valuation bands for 10 years. You can see that this is Microsoft's PS valuation band. This line is when Microsoft always traded at the highest PS ratio where it should be, the price should be, it's here. And when it's traded at lowest PS valuation, this is a price it should be. And now it's about in the middle. And I want to add this into my summary page. So okay, let me start over. Okay, let me start over. If I come to a stock, Amazon, okay. I come to interactive chart and I bring up a template. So I want to, and I select the years I want. Okay, this is probably some, it's probably already added. I just added. Yeah, it's added here because it has a name already. So it doesn't let you to give it a name. It says it's PS valuation band here. It's added already here. And now I want to shift it to a place I want and move it around and move it here. And I can pin it to the quick access here. So it's added for every stock. It should be added for every stock. If it's for the ones I am already open, I just refresh it, and it's actually here already. PS valuation band for the stock I'm interested in. In this case, it's Apple, and it should be loading and drawing the chart here. You can see it's 5 years, 10 year. So by doing this, you can add a lot of the chart to your summary page, to a stock summary page. can add once you're interested. And in this way, you can stay in the summary page. Once you set all this up, and you only need to open the stock summary page. In this way, it will save you a lot of time for your research. That's the purpose of this feature. So I hope it's clear. Any questions so far? Any questions or any stock you want me to try, or any charts you want me to try? And you can always come to the interact chart. I would love to hear from you. You want anything you want me to try, and I will show you here. Of course, in the chart, you can add the ratio chart. You can add the valuation quality. Can add things related to income statement like revenue, gross profit, EBITDA. All of these are not available in the stock summary page, but you can do it. In the you can do it in the chart here. You can add to the dashboard. Okay, I'll add it called income statement chart. Now it's open, and it should be added to the bottom. Yes, it's here. This is the income statement chart for Apple. So revenue and the gross profit and EBITDA. And now I can pin it for quick access here. It's here. And of course, this is the chart I added before. I want to remove it and remove it. Okay, income statement chart. It's added here. So, okay. Huang is asking, can you add multiple stocks to the same chart and to compare the ratios? It's not supported at this point, but it's a very good question. And I'm thinking about how to do this. Actually, we're thinking of how to implement this. And because this is, once you add it, it's added for every stock. And if you want to compare with multiple stocks, somehow you need to specify which stocks you want to compare with, because different stocks will be we need it to be compared with different companies. So that's why we have some difficulty here. And what I was thinking, probably we can add the default competitor list from the competitor list we have here in the compare button here. Probably we can do that, but there are lots of companies we still need to select. But that is a very good question, and I'm glad that you bring that up. Okay, now let me look at the questions. What do I think about the Chinese market, especially Alibaba? I answered this question last week. I mean, last meeting. Okay, I think it's more clear this month. We all know that after the Chinese government biggest conference or Congress meeting, or it's not Congress meeting, Chinese Communist Party meeting the week before, during the previous weekend, and the current Chinese leader, he got the lifetime, almost I would say it's a lifetime appointment, lifetime position with his position. He's getting much more powerful than before, and no one's going to balance his power there. And I think the whole country is not in the right direction. I think it's in the wrong direction. And I used to be quite optimistic with Chinese market several years ago, but now I'm getting very pessimistic. And the country is going to the direction of where it was 50 years ago. We, as a country, where I grew up, and we used to have a dictator. Then gradually we got better. We're good. We went better direction at least. And the leaders serve 2 terms. They will transfer the position to another person, although there's no democratic election. But at least there's a transfer of power between people, and there's some balance among themselves. But now it's going back to 50 years ago, to that direction. And it's sad. It's very sad. I was really sad and disappointed. So I don't want to invest in Chinese market anymore. That is my own situation. In terms of Alibaba, I think it used to be a great company when the company had the freedom. Of course, there was lots of competition. There's very fierce competition. But now, yeah, everything's going to be more controlled by the government. And of course, it's bad for business. It's, but that's my opinion. I can be wrong, but I just don't have the, I hope I'm wrong. But I just don't have the confidence. Of course, Alibaba stock, we all know that it lost more than close to 60% from the peak, and still going down. Oh, it's actually from peak about close to 80%. And okay, Eric's asking, can we add commodity prices to our index to the chart? That's a very good question also. Let me go back to there. Okay, I interact chart. And yes, you can add the economic data. We call it economic data here. I think it's, if you click on here or here. Let me click on here. And let's add, okay, SP 500, let's search. S&P 500 index, as you're asking. And we can add it here. And I close it. It should add the SP 500 chart to this chart. And it's drawing a little bit slow, but it should draw the chart to it. And then we will try to add that into the customized chart. It's somehow it's very slow here with for this chart. And yeah, Sydney, can you record that this part is very slow, and our technical people should be working on that. Yeah. Okay. If it's not working, let me start from fresh. Okay, let me from another company. Intel chart, economic indicator, and SPN, S&P 500. If I add it here, I'm trying to add it. You can add, if you can certainly add, you can add oil price, you can add all the economic data under here. We have thousands of the data there. You should be able to add it, and somehow it's not working now, and I will make sure that it will be working for you, definitely. And not sure what's going on with this, but it should be working. You can add, and it should be able to add to the dashboard as well. And I will get back to. Actually, we'll look into it. We'll make sure it's working. Okay, let me look at the question again. Yes, you can add that. So this, okay, can I explain how GF value works? GF value is calculated. Yeah, we all know that we have a GF value here, GF value chart here for different companies. the key here is the valuation, the fair valuation. We use actually, you can see before we have that GF value chart, we have a valuation box. You can see that we calculate valuation in different ways. But we found that it's not very clear because different companies will need to be treated differently, and different valuation methods works for different companies. And also we want to look at history. That's why we put this GF value chart together. We're kind of using the combination of this, but we look at the history and to see which one we should use actually. Then we look at the future growth also. And that's the future growth is for this part. And we do use the combination of these values here, the median PS value, gram number. We do use Peter Lynch value. We use a combination of this and we calculate the fair value. And in my personal opinion, I think it's a relatively more accurate valuation and works better also over a longer term. And we can see that from that, lots of companies are kind of undervalued. You can also filter with that in all-in-one screener. One of them called all-in GF value rank. It is for that purpose. GF value rank. Okay, we also have a GF valuation, which is if you want to filter the fairly valued, modestly undervalued. For instance, if I just want to filter for fair valued stocks and with sales of more than 50 billion, just as an example, I got 52 stocks. And now we've looked at the chart. And we look at the GF value chart here. You can see that when it's fair valued, it should be close to the where valuation as indicated by the GF value. You can see it should be close to where it is. And of course, if you want the ones that are undervalued, or modestly undervalued, if I click off this, then you will find the ones that are modestly undervalued, like Microsoft, Apple. They're as measured as modestly undervalued. Here, Procter & Gamble, and different companies, Home Depot, Nestle, and this is Shell, and this is if we click on that, it's okay, it's Roche Holdings. Yeah, that's how this works, and that's how GF value works. You can filter with it, and you can look at the chart with all of them in one chart. It will save you lots of time. Yeah, I hope it's clear, and feel free to ask any questions you may have. Now, as I am at the all-in-one screener, I will spend more time with all-in-one screener. All-in-one screener is actually one of the most used tools by our users, and you can do it in several ways. The first way is, of course, the depths. Actually, I have several depths. The first depth, of course, is very straightforward. You just select the parameters you're interested. You know what you're looking for. You can just select the ones, the parameters. Because when you know you're looking for, you just check the parameters, and it will give you the stocks you want. Of course, you can go even further. You can add customized filters. Although we have lots of filters here, and we have fundamental valuation ratio, profitability growth, valuation rank, and dividend, insiders. You can combine it with insiders and gurus. Valuation growth. Whenever you're wondering whether we have certain filters, you can just search here. Since I want to search earning per share, I search it. It highlights it for me. It's here. I want earning per share at least positive, for example. and anything you can think of. I want, if it's a PEG ratio, okay, I search PEG ratio, it's here. And yeah, PEG ratio, I want to be less than 1.3, for example. And now, of course, I'm displaying the companies in chart, and if I display in table, and it will be here. And one very popular filter, a lot of time people asking us, what do you have an index? Like I just want to look at the stock in certain index, like in SP 500. Okay, if I just look for SP 500, yeah, and in NASDAQ 100 and Russell 2000. If I just select those indexes, it will filter the stocks that satisfy the requirement, and it will only be indexes. So that now with the filters I selected, I got the companies I'm looking for. It looks like okay, I'm looking for that's modestly undervalued with sales more than $10 billion. So in the Pajowski F score, I want at least six. And GF value, okay. Then I want ROE, 5-year median 18% at least, and also in index SP 500 and NASDAQ, also Russell 2000. If I also want growth rate, okay, we have lots of growth rate here. If I want 5-year revenue growth rate, at least 10%, for instance. Okay. And you can see that those are the companies I filtered. But for instance, I still want to do something. Sometimes I want to just look at the parameters. I don't want to filter. For instance, I want to look at the dividend yield. I want to look at the yield dividend growth rate. I just click on that. You can see that Microsoft has a dividend growth rate about 5-year average 9.7, which is quite high. And Lowe's has a 16.5 dividend growth dividend growth rate. That's really high. And Applied Material has a 21% dividend yield growth, dividend growth. And HP has 9.7. So now, okay, there's a question, can we save it to use it later? Absolutely, you can save it. Once you make any changes to the filters, you can see that we have a button here. It says temp screen. Once you make changes, it's under the screens, the very, very top of the screen are actually screens, and it's saved. If I give the name, I call it account. If I click on that, I will be able to give it a name. Click on save. I'll call it a test screen on November 1st. November 1st, 2022. Okay. I save it. And the next time, once I save it, it will appear under my screens here. It will be, yeah, it's already here. See, it's already here. Test screen November 1st, 2022. It's already here. And you can save it. Then you can use it next time. Okay, seems like there is someone is trying to spam our seminar webinar. Yeah, can you remove it? Okay, remove the person. Okay, and yeah, and you can save it. Okay, once you come to GuruFocus.com again, next time under screens, it's here, test screen November 1st, 2022. And I click on that, it should bring up all the filters I have set and see the results are here. Results is here. And so it's already here. And also, here in the display area, you can also save the display area. And currently only it displays active filters. The filters I selected. You can also modify it. You can actually by clicking on here, add a metric to your view, or you can simply click on here, click on the fields you are interested, and you can save it. You can save this one. Okay, set as the default. You can set it as default. Next time it will be default and displayed to you. So so it will save you a lot of time. And also, furthermore, when you save it, you can create an email alert. If you check this box, click email alert, and save it. Next time, when there's a new stock come to this screen, you will receive an email. And I hope it's clear, Amit. I think it's useful. These are still the basic functions for the screener. And for the next step, you can actually add customized filters. Although we have hundreds of filters here, but it may not still satisfy your needs. You can add filters here, and you can add any parameters you can think of. Okay, I just test customized test filter, for instance. And then you can add it. You can add, I'm not sure what you want, revenue, for instance. If I just type revenue here, okay, revenue, subtract gross income. Somehow I just want to do that. Gross profit, okay. And I want it to greater than certain value, for instance. And then, okay, ask me to display the results only, or just display results and confirm it will be added to the filter already. And it will be added here to here, and see it's adding, and it will start to filter. And yeah, test filter, the results is here. You can change the parameter here, can delete any one of them easily, and you can turn off, just turn off, then it will not be working anymore. You can turn it on or off. And this test filter, you can use it for your future purpose. Yeah, that's the customized filter. And that's the second step. And also for the results area, it can be customized as well. You can do a ranking here, because now you can of course you can sort it. You can sort it in different parameters, and it's sort of ranked. But if you want to combine different parameters to rank it, you click here and you can rank. These are the active filters. You can add other filters to it, and you can change the weightings. For instance, I just want sales weighting, rank with sales, and I rank with different parameters. Rank with sales and earning per share. I just want to do it, and I save it. Okay, I close it. You can see that the rank number 1, 2, 3. So it will be ranked with the overall rank here. So in this way, you can implement your own customized ranking with the all-in-one screener. And yeah, that's another step you can do. The third step is you can filter with historical values. You can see that we have a plus sign here. With a plus sign, if you click on that, you can filter with historical values. And for instance, now I'm with sales. I want the sales from 2019 to current year grow at least by 5% a year over year. So this is not an average growth rate. This is a year over year growth. And I did it already. I selected. It's already working on it because it's using the historical data. And yeah, it's done. Only 2 companies satisfy the needs. One is Applied Materials. Second is Microsoft, and it shows you the sales here and then the past sales of last 3 years. So they have to be growing at least 5% year over year. And you can see that this green plus sign also highlighted. And I can disable it. I can disable it. If I just turn it off by clicking off this enable, I should go back to my previous 4 companies. Yes. And it's here already, and I enable it. Also, I can also exclude it. So this, you can do it with historical data, and you can also do a back testing. Not sure if you know about this. You can do a back testing here with the parameters you select. It should do the back testing for you. And I will not go through it, but it's actually quite straightforward. You select the number of stocks, then you pick a ranking method, and select the years you want to start, and then it should do it for you. This is a Premium Plus feature, for example. Okay, now let me look at the questions. And by the way, again, this all-in-one screener is the most popular feature on our website. And also, whenever you have questions, I'm very glad you're hearing in my session. But whenever you have questions, you can always reach us with chat support here under support here, chat support, and you can also create a ticket. And when you want to get a more in-depth tutorial, you can always schedule a meeting with one of us, and you can pick a time slot that works for you, and you will get a one-on-one tutorial in that case. That'd be even better for you to look at to learn more about the website. Okay, let me go over the questions now. Anthony asking, does SEC have to do paperwork before the insider trade appear? Yeah, the insider, they have to file their trades. Once it's filed, it will appear on website. I'm not sure if that's your question, but sometimes when I know. Yeah. Okay. My question is, well, how long does it take for processing insider trade before it appears on GuruFocus? Oh, it's within about 15 minutes. Once it's appeared on SEC, it takes about maybe 15 minutes. We process it. It will be on GuruFocus. Okay. Let me look at other questions. Charles asking, Jeff valuation box, Jeff value box. What does value trap exactly mean? Okay. Let me go over. That's a good question too. Value trap. And Charles is asking about TTE. I'm not sure about this company. Oh, okay, it's Total Energies. It's a British company, I think. Okay. We said it's modestly undervalued. And I don't think we said it's a value trap in this case. We had it value trap earlier. Okay, you said we had it. Okay, when it's a value trap, click on that. When a company is value trap, we usually look at the fundamentals. We look at the fundamentals. For example, when a company has revenue declines, and also when it has very poor financial strength, and it has a poor, for instance, poor Pejorski score, poor Altman Z-score, and when the Altman Z-score is so poor that it may be in the area of has a high chance of bankruptcy. In that case, we'll mark this as value trap. We can see that in Total's case, the financial situation is still close to distress. Previously, we said it's value trap. Probably, I don't know exactly, but I'm guessing the financial situation probably get better for total. And that's why we remove that value trap now. And but sometimes when a company looks very undervalued, we will, but the financial strength, financial situation is very poor, we will mark it as value trap, so that we want to remind you that there's a risk in investing in this company. It doesn't mean that you cannot invest in it. It's your decision as long as you understand it. And it may still be a good investment. Who knows? One example here is that for like Sears Holdings, I'm sure everyone knows about Sears Holdings. It went bankrupt. We have actually marked Sears Holdings for a long time as a value trap. The stock looks very undervalued, but lots of value investors still invest in it. And but because of the quality of the business, we mark it as value trap, and we all know that eventually it went bankrupt. So that we hope that by doing this, we want to avoid some mistakes in investing, some areas. Value investors usually lose more money with value traps than with paying too much. It's just the situation for value investors. And okay, let me look at other questions. Okay. Other question. So Severe is asking, what's the best way to compare two stocks? Customize columns in a portfolio. I tend to put 2 or 3 stocks into a portfolio. Yeah, actually, do you know, Severe, did you notice we have a compare tab here? We have a compare tab here already. And you just click on that. And it's already listed the related company here for you to compare. And this is for in a global universe. If you just look at the companies that are in same area, and you click on that, it will list all the more close related companies. TTE, okay, I'm actually not familiar with this company. Let me see what about this business description. It's an oil company, of course, it's an oil company. And okay, it's based in France. Okay, and now if I want to compare it, or look at the compare button and look at the competitors. Okay, these are the competitors of PPE. Of course, you can add other companies here. Any companies you think that's related, you want to compare here. Because it's an oil company, so I'm adding several oil companies here. I can compare here. And once I list it here, and I can select the parameters I want to compare. You can see by default, we list lots of parameters here already. And now we have some existing buttons, fundamental valuation, with different growth. You can have different views, and you can create your own. You can create your own views. Actually, you can create your own, and to list them here, and then you can save it. You save it. Once you save it here, it will be next time. Yeah, here you can select. For instance, you can select the ones you save as default. Next time when you compare to another company, it would be saved here. And because you build this list and you want to keep this list, you don't want to lose it, you can save the list as well. Once you save it, you can save the list and save to a portfolio. Okay, it will be saved as a compare list here. Next time you can bring up. So I saved it. So this list is already saved, and now it's saved. Next time I can bring it up easily. And now also, actually, because you have a portfolio, as you mentioned, you can open it. Actually, you can open it here. You can open your own past portfolios. These are all my portfolios. Over time I created a lot. You can open them. For instance, just dividend this portfolio. I can compare, open it. Then the stocks in those portfolio will be listed here, here already. Different parameters, highs, lows. So if you want to compare stocks, you can put them into a portfolio. You can do that. Then, but you can come here and bring them up to compare. Like Ben Graham NetNet. This is Ben Graham NetNet stock I got from all-in-one screener, and in 2021, you can see that the parameter comparison, the fundamentals, valuation, and actually you can just not only you can compare with the current data, you can also compare with the historical data. You can compare with historical data. Okay, for instance, I want to look compare with a dividend yield. Dividend yield. Okay, dividend yield. I confirm. Now I add stocks in. Okay, I add stocks in Apple. Maybe I didn't select the dividend per share example. Yeah, I didn't select. Okay, yeah, dividend per share. You can see that this is a dividend per share for these companies. The historical data is listed here, and okay, now let's add another parameter. If I add another parameter, revenue per share, confirm. Can see that that's a revenue trend for these companies. So this compare, you can not only do it. Yeah, I'm glad that you figure out severe. And this is also a relatively new feature we released. I think it's a very powerful feature, and I hope that you like it. Seems like we're running out of time. And okay, let me look at other questions. If you still have questions, please feel free to ask. Julian was asking, search where filter company introduction. Okay, seems like you're looking for company description, the business description. We got a request for that, but I don't think we added it because this business description is a long text. It's not a number. And when it's a long text, it's the search, the filter within it will be much slower, and it slows down the screener dramatically. I assume that you want to look for keywords from it. Is it right? Julian, are you assume that you want to look for keywords probably in the business description like this? But it's not supported at this point because it takes because the filter from text is much more complex than from numbers. That's why it's not supported. We did consider, we did think about it, but we haven't added it yet. We'll think about that again. I hope that we can solve the technical problem. Overall, actually, our developers are working very actively on the website all the time, actually, all the time. And we're trying to make it faster now, make it easier to use, make it stable, make it reliable. It's always our goal. And if you still have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I will be very glad to share with you whatever I can. I won't recommend stocks, of course, but as we know that market has been wild and has been hard. But the good thing is that the market is much cheaper than before. It is much cheaper than before. If you look at just Buffett indicator, it used to be here, the highest ratio for a long time. Now at least it's cheaper and it will deliver a better return in the future. And look at the Shiller P gives us a similar conclusion. Market it's cheaper, but it's not still not cheapest, not very cheap, but it will give us a better return in the future. Let's always be optimistic. And if you're scared, it's when market is crashing, or if you're scared, always check out insider trends to see what the insiders are doing, and to check out that insider trends, and it will give you confidence. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's about what I have for today. Thank you all very much for coming. I will see you next month. It will be December 7th next month. Can you save articles? I don't think you can save articles. We used to have a feature called bookmark. I'm not sure it's still active. But yeah, we used to have a feature. Let me look. We call bookmark. But you can follow certain authors, and you can also search. You can always search for users, authors. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Warren. Thank you, Huang. And feel free to contact us when you need help under the support tab. You can chat with us. You can create a ticket. You can schedule a one-on-one meeting with us. And I hope that GuruFocus will always be useful for you. Thank you all.